It is a rainy Tuesday morning. It's a little later than I'd like. It's 9:30. But we are headed to do some cardio. Figured I'd record a little cardio video since it's been a little while since I've done that. If you can't tell, it's raining right now. Normally I like to just kind of scamper on down the neighborhood, do a little patrol, make sure that everything's in order. But I don't really feel like walking around in the rain. I like to just scroll on my phone while I'm walking, and just be kind of a pain in the ass. I don't want to carry an umbrella with me, so we're driving to the gym, do some good old treadmill cardio, 3 incline, 3 speed. Shit, nothing better than that. Man, I am a little groggy. Went to bed at a pretty reasonable hour, I'd say, but I just had like a really wild dream. I don't know if you guys experience this, but whenever I have like a very, what's the word? Just a lot happens in the dream. It's a very, man, I can't think of the word, but a lot's going on. You're very engaged in the story arc that you're going through. It's almost like mentally you don't get any rest because you're trying to figure things out. In my dream today, me and my fiance were on a hike, and like we get through into a clearing, and it's a giant frozen lake, and there's like a tiny, very narrow bridge made of concrete. So we start walking across it, and as we're walking, the ice starts to crack. So we have to leap from like ice slab to ice slab. And then we enter like a cave. And within the cave, it like turns into like a Destiny 2 style thing where, we start grinding for loot. We get some pretty cool armor sets, get some nice weapons. We meet a group of people, and we just start, fighting. So a lot happened. I know there's more, but I don't remember any of it. But suffice to say, mentally, I am a little drained. Um, so plan when I get to the gym is hop on the treadmill for 45 minutes or so. Probably just for the duration of a Game of Thrones episode. Um, man, I meant to bring like a jug of water with me, but whatever. Um, and then afterward, probably either I'll go home and cook something up, or I could. No, it's too early. It is too early. We'll go home. We'll cook something up. It'll be good. But wait, update for you guys. So yesterday we got our 4th week's average, which was 214.01. So 2 pounds down from last week. The lowest number I got to last week was 213. So the hope is to start reaching into 211 this week. I'm kind of perpetually in the fear of like, I'm going to plateau, because historically, I guess this has been a very long cut, but I'll kind of get to the point of stagnation where, for whatever reason, I guess unconsciously, I like snack, like just barely, but that just barely is enough to put me at maintenance. So I end up reaching a plateau for a long time, for like weeks on end, and it's very discouraging. But don't worry about that. I am locked in. We're good. But every time I step on the scale, I'm like terrified that I've like blown back up like 4 pounds or something. Uh, but this morning we were at 214.7. So, not too bad. Not too bad. As long as I keep doing my cardio, keep hitting the gym, pushing myself to the intensity, and track all my macros, I should be good. I'm hoping I'll never have to reach the point where I need to drop my calories anymore. I think 2000 is, it might even be a little too low for me, but it's pretty good. We're at a good rate of 2 pounds a week. So, um, my best advice that I can give to anybody is stick to your macros, always track everything, like relentlessly, never assume. If you assume, you're going to overeat, right? But the name of the game is two things, actually. One, whatever you do eat, make sure it's like it fits within your range of macros. Like everything I eat is always going to be high in protein because that's like the number one macro I'm going for. And two, I think you got to rewire your brain a little bit. The hard part of a cut, obviously, especially for like bigger boys like me, for people that have like a bigger appetite naturally, it's rewiring your brain to where anytime you feel like really hungry, which is often, reminding yourself that, oh, well, that's a good thing. Because in my head, the longer that I'm hungry, or the longer that I'm feeling these hunger pangs, the more fat I'm burning. Now, realistically speaking, scientifically speaking, that's not necessarily the case. But it is a good indicator that you are at a deficit. If your body's telling you, yo, man, I'm hungry, that means you are below your maintenance. So if you never really feel hungry, you're probably not cutting very well. But I mean, it's also different from person to person. So take what I say with a grain of salt. There are some people that just like never really feel hungry, which I envy them. And then there are people like me who are hungry a lot, pretty often. So, yeah. But later today we have chest, and I think I might uh stagnate the uploads. So I might just post this one today, this little cardio video, and then I'll post chest. It'll be recorded today, but post it tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little treat and upload 2 videos today. You never know. But after cardio, maybe I'll give you guys a little non-pumped natural pose down, just so you can see how I kind of look like when I'm walking around. You can take in I'm not going to self-deprecate myself, but just to give you a good idea of like how drastic the difference is when you have a pump versus when you don't have a pump. Especially for chest and shoulder day like today, I swear I look like a fucking titan when I get a good pump. Oh my god, like chest looks huge. Like I just look super wide because the rear delts are so full of blood. It's awesome. So we'll see. We will certainly see. And then one more thought to leave you with. I might work out at the Y today. And the only reason I say that is because they have this, if my memory serves me right, they have this incline plate loaded like chest press machine. I bet you know what I'm talking about. You see it on TikTok a lot, but it looks super freaking cool. So, we'll see. We'll see if I feel like it, but we're getting to the gym now. So I will catch you guys after the cardio. So, pretty good cardio session. I didn't get to do a pose down because they have a church group that meets in the posing room. It's more of an activity room, but so didn't get to do it there. And I had some competition in the locker room. There was a guy standing there with a massive fucking tripod. I was like, well, damn, bro's already posted up. I can't infringe on his territory. Uh, but yeah, good cardio session. About 45 minutes, so it was like almost 2 miles. Worked up a good little sweat. The only problem that I have with doing cardio at the gym is my gym likes to keep it like pretty fucking cold. So cardio alone doesn't really get me to like work up a really good sweat like I'd like to. When I'm actually lifting, shit, I mean, you guys see it. I sweat buckets, but that's like constant exertion, heavy fucking weight, like, proper hydration. I only drank like a bottle of water this morning. So anyhow, while I was, you know, scrambling around on the treadmill, I was looking at some TikToks and it kind of got me I got a good conversation topic. I was scrolling and I saw, insert name here, John Doe. So it was like a guy reacting to a bigger TikToker's video. And he's like, guys, John Doe has just revolutionized how to do the best science-backed arm day of all time. And then he just goes through and he's like, when you're going down on the eccentric movement, you want to make sure that you're at a 35-degree angle parallel to the, this, that, and the other. And like, they definitely have a point. There is certainly a scientific angle to take when it comes to lifting. Finding the right, like, leverage angle to be able to put the most load in the extended position of the bicep, like, all that's true. I mean, it is legit, and it certainly does play a role. But I think it's a double-bladed or a double-edged blade, double-edged sword, whatever. Because on one end, yeah, like that is some legit advice. They are correct in their statements, and like if implemented correctly, especially at the higher level, yeah, it could make the difference. But on the other hand, if you have like a newer dude who's just getting into the gym, he doesn't have his diet figured out quite yet. He's kind of main gaining, and he's just kind of going through the motions of, push pull legs, whatever. If he sees something like that, then there are a couple problems with it. One, you kind of miss the point of like weightlifting, or in my sense, bodybuilding in general, because instead of like going into the gym, getting hyped and like just kind of focusing on the intensity and getting a good fucking pump, they're more worried about, oh, well, this bench this bench is taken, so I'm just going to wait around because I need to be able to do my hypertrophic feeder set where I rested at 35 degrees to be able to do multiple drop sets of, like, if you overcomplicate it to that point, especially as a beginner, in an effort to get an insane workout done, you are in turn sabotaging yourself. Like, there is no need to focus on these small specifics. Like, that's not really going to matter for a beginner. For a beginner, all you need to worry about is figuring out how to do a fucking bicep curl, how to have a proper, training cycle in general, knowing what weights that you can do and figuring out your form in general. That alone is a daunting task. So you have that plus, okay, I need to figure out how to do it at this proper angle and this, that, and the other. You're going to discourage a lot of fucking people. And the people that actually do it are not going to do it correctly. And they're just going to hurt their gains in the long run. And with that being said, I mean, shit, how much of a difference is it going to make to implement like these very niche, 35-degree angle bicep curls? Like, if I focused on doing that as opposed to just getting a fucking sick isolateral dumbbell curl, I mean, there's not going to be much of a difference. I think the only time that shit like that very specific stuff is really going to play a difference is if you're like in the elite, like you're an IFBB pro and you're on off season you're on off season preparing for a big show. Then you need to make those very minute tweaks because you're kind of at the point now where you're not going to be making that much of a difference because you're pretty much already at your peak. So that from there, you need to just tweak the very small, minute details in your physique. That's when that stuff is important. But in the meantime, you don't need to fucking worry about that. Just get a good fucking pump. Like, push yourself. Do some intensity. Progressively overload. That's the only thing you need to worry about. So, rambling aside, it's like good content and informative content that they're putting out. But I don't think you should advertise it as like the clickbait. Oh, this is revolutionary. You need to implement this because, I mean, at the end of the day, that shit just won't work for some people. Everybody's anatomy is a little different. Everybody has different insertions and there are different angles that work best for different people. So don't focus on that shit. Figure out your own body. And then when you're at the point of, okay, like I know everything about like my body. I know how to do proper form. I know how to push myself to intensity. I've gotten my diet locked down. Then worry about that shit. But I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a chubbier guy who talks to himself. But let's see. It's 10:45 right now. I'm gonna get home. Fuck me. I went to Ross yesterday. Me and my fiance went to go do some shopping, and I needed to buy some new boxer briefs. Just, have some extras on hand, whatever. And so I found a box. It was like Under Armour or whatever. And I guess I misread the label while I was there. Because after I got home, I realized that the box didn't say that it has 5 pairs of extra large boxer briefs. No, it is a box of 5XL boxer briefs. I'm big, but I am not 5XL. I could fit in one of those in one of those like leg holes and have room to spare. So I meant to go and return that after cardio, but I'm pretty much almost home. So, I'll do it after cardio or I'll do it after my chest day, whatever. Man, but I'm going to get home. I'm going to cook myself a nice little, breakfast / early lunch, drink a bunch of fluid, do some, housework, and then, I'll catch you guys for chest day later. So, sorry about no pose down. It is what it is. So, I'll catch you guys later.